actively working. Tonight on our news, the Health and Wellness Minister on the defense says government working to make doctors whole after months of delayed NHI payments. And the search for a would-be abductor now underway after a 13-year-old girl walking along Lazaretto Road breaks away from a man police say tried to force her into his car. We'll tell you the struggle that ensued straight ahead. And we'll also tell you the couple facing vehicular manslaughter charges after a man is killed in a traffic accident. Find out how long it took prosecutors to bring the case and how they pleaded. Then in our news at 7:30, allegations of voter fraud taking center stage in Parliament today. This as the opposition leader claims hundreds of people are under investigation for fraudulent documents, and some may still be on the voters' register. Our news live at 7 starts right now. Welcome to our news live at 7. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Kendino Knowles. A major night for the Free National Movement as it locks in its team ahead of the next general election. The party expected to ratify its final slate of candidates tonight at its headquarters on Mackey Street, signaling a full transition into campaign mode. Our Joshua Williams, he is live for us tonight. And Josh, I'm wondering, what is the atmosphere like down there?
Good evening, Kendino. As you mentioned, we're here live at Free National Movement headquarters here on Mackey Street, and the party is expected to ratify its last two remaining candidates before the 2026 general elections. And we know that party leader Michael Pintard will be officially ratified for the Marco City seat in Freeport. Many people thought that he was already ratified, but no, that's happening tonight. But I'm also hearing that it's Superintendent Leo Ferguson that will be ratified for the Maikal constituency. That's Mayaguana, Inagua, Acklands, Crooked Island, and Long Key. And what we know so far about Mr. Ferguson is that he leads, or rather he led the Inagua division of the Royal Bahamas Police Force. He recently retired, but he hails from Mayaguana, so we'll be certainly looking forward to hear from him later on. And this comes after a slew of candidates were ratified months ago for this party. A lot of people were wondering why it has taken so long. We'll be sure to pose that question as well. Now, just a few minutes ago, members of the Free National Movement Party supporters were invited inside. They're calling it a closed session. Media not allowed in as yet, but hopefully in a few minutes we'll be allowed in soon. Not a lot of music, not a lot of fanfare, but again, inside is filled with party supporters. So coming up in our 7:30 newscast, we'll be sure to bring you more as to exactly what's going on inside. Kendino?
All right, thanks so much, our Joshua Williams, for us live tonight from the F&M headquarters on Mackey Street. And yes, Josh, we will check in with you at 7:30. Until then, dozens of doctors still waiting months for national health insurance payment. And now the government is responding. Health and Wellness Minister Dr. Michael Darvaux says the Davis administration is actively working to clear the backlog. The minister addressing the issue outside the House of Assembly this morning. Delvado Emmanuel has more.
Days after doctors who are part of the National Health Insurance Program raised red flags over lagging payments, Health and Wellness Minister Dr. Michael Darvaux is addressing their concerns. On Friday, National Health Insurance Providers Association physicians said late payments are still an issue that's wreaking havoc on their bottom line. This morning, the health minister acknowledged there has been delays.
But we are working diligently to resolve this issue, and we're working closely with the Ministry of Finance to ensure that the tranches that are necessary for NHI is received in a timely fashion.
NHI was introduced in 2017 under the Christie administration. Maternity services and infant care, school physicians, annual checkups, non-communicable diseases screenings, vaccinations, and other primary care services are all offered under NHI. Darvaux says while no one could be blamed for their frustration, he insists delays in payouts are not unique to the public system, pointing out to similar challenges that can occur with private insurance providers as well.
Well, we've had meetings with NHI and those impacted as a result of NHI payments. I must say that some payments were made, but in the whole business of insurance, I've been a practicing physician for many years, and I have worked along with insurance companies, and there is sometimes delay. So the delay in NHI is not only NHI, it's also reflective in the private sector.
Reporting for our news, I'm Delvado Emmanuel.
All right, thanks for that, Delvado. Police are investigating an attempted abduction of a 13-year-old girl in New Providence after a brazen mid-afternoon incident in the Golden Isles community. Investigators say it happened around 3:30 Tuesday afternoon as the teen was walking along Lazaretto Road. The girl telling police a small silver vehicle pulled up beside her, and the driver allegedly grabbed her arm, trying to force her into the car. During the struggle, the suspect allegedly exposed himself, but the teen managed to break free and escape. She later told her mother about the ordeal, and the incident was reported to the Carmichael Road Police Station. Police say they are now searching for the suspect, described as a heavy-set male with a dark brown complexion and curly hair. And nearly a year after a man died in a traffic accident, prosecutors opened their case against the man and woman accused of causing his death. Kiara Murphy and Delmaro Johnson are charged with vehicular manslaughter in the April 23, 2025 death of Timothy Stubbs. Prosecutors allege on April 21st, Johnson was driving a Honda Pilot on Carmichael Road while arguing with Murphy, who's also his girlfriend. She allegedly grabbed the wheel, causing the vehicle to swerve into Stubbs' lane, causing a collision. He died from his injuries in hospital 2 days after that incident. Murphy and Johnson have pleaded not guilty at their trial before Justice Neil Brathwaite and are on bail. And the Bahamas has marked a historic milestone with the recent appointment of its first permanent representative to the International Seabed Authority. Alveda Knight officially presented her credentials to Secretary General Leticia Reese de Chavallo in Kingston, Jamaica on March 16th. The move establishes the Bahamas' first permanent mission to the authority. A statement released by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs says it strengthens the Bahamas' role in global ocean governance, including the management of deep-sea resources and protection of marine ecosystems. Officials say the appointment also underscores the country's commitment to international cooperation and responsible stewardship of ocean resources. And government's plan to replace the overcrowded Department of Corrections is moving ahead with a new high-medium security correctional facility and virtual court complex now underway. The project, estimated to cost between $50 and $90 million, broke ground last year and is expected to be completed within the next 2 to 3 years. Officials say the project is part of a broader effort to address long-standing issues at the facility, including overcrowding and aging infrastructure. The National Security Minister says international experts were consulted during the design process, and Cabinet has already signed off on the project as it moves toward construction.
We took the steps necessary to advance building a new high-medium correctional facility that will meet the standards of a correctional facility. We've consulted with the American Correctional Association on its design. It's good to go. Cabinet has signed off on it. Coupled with the virtual court, it is now on the way. And the meeting that we had here before this one was with the vendors for the high-medium correctional facility and the virtual court.
And the new facility is expected to house up to 900 inmates and will include a 19,000 square foot virtual court complex along with a medical unit, library, mental health cells, and modern housing units. Monroe says Prime Minister Philip Davis tasked him with transforming the country's prison system, shifting it towards a modern correctional model focused on security and rehabilitation.
When the government changed in 2021 and I was appointed to act as to be the Minister of National Security, the Prime Minister in my assignment letter said that I have to do what is necessary to transform the correctional facility to be closer to the statutory mandate being one of corrections. And that has been what we've been doing over the course of time.
All right, we've got much more to get to tonight, but for now, it's time for your first look at temperatures. Meteorologist Greg Thompson, he's standing by in the Weather Center. Greg?
Yeah, thanks, Kenyon, and a happy Wednesday evening, everybody. Gray skies on the outside right now. Temperatures in the mid-70s, 74 degrees, and we do have some light precipitation on the outside. It winds out of the north-northeast at 8 miles per hour. Feels like temperature is at 73. Temperatures right now around the family of islands. We are cool across the northwest Bahamas in low 70s there, 70 in Freeport, Grand Bahama, 72 in Marsh Harbor, Abaco, and in Alistown, Bimini. 73, Great Harbor, Key, the Berry Islands. Then we pick up a string of 74s, Nicholstown, North Andros, here in the capital, and over in Governor's Harbour, Luthra. Central Bahamas, 74 once again in Kemps Bay. Some showers nearby, 75s, Black Point, Exuma Keys, Arthurstown, Cat Island. Then we got some 76s, Georgetown, some thunderstorms nearby. That's in Exuma, Coburn Towns in Salvador, and in Port Nelson. 77 in Deadman's Key and into the southeast Bahamas, Duncantown, Ragged Island, 78. Also in Colonel Hill, Cricket Island, Delectable Bay, Acklands. 79 in Abraham's Bay and Pierre-Védis, Matthewtown, Inagua, and Providenciales, Turks, and Caicos Islands. Satellite radar composite, this is the setup. A lot of moisture across the area. Frontal boundary as well as a prefrontal trough. The prefrontal trough is actually across the central and southeast Bahamas. Frontal boundary, the actual boundary, is still hanging out near the capital, so we have a lot of showers. Light precipitation mostly, but we do have some embedded thunderstorms on the backside of Andros that's headed our way. So we could see 1 or 2 thunderstorms tonight. The system is going to hang around for at least one more day, and then we expect high pressure to be clearing out as the weekend approaches. That's your first look at weather. Stick with us. A look at your extended forecast is still to come.
Coming up in sports, Team Bahamas is set for the World Indoor Champs, and one Bahamian hooper is putting up MVP numbers in France. Feel free to start the chat during the break.
Yo, what's good, my loyal viewers? Ronaldo Dorset of 10YS here. First of all, thanks so much for watching, but be sure to hit that follow button. If you'd like to see more content like this, follow all of the R News social media pages, and of course, don't forget to turn on your notifications so you never miss out on the top stories from the team, well, from the teams you already trust.
Hey, Greg Thompson here, and thank you for watching. Be sure to hit that follow button. And if you want to see more content like this, follow all of our news social media pages. And hey, don't forget to turn on your notifications so you never miss out on the top stories from the team you already trust.
Meet the voices who want your vote. Coming to the RTV lineup, Candidates Catalog, a show that throws political heavyweights and newcomers into headline-grabbing challenges. Join Megan Shepard as she dissects candidates' promises, pasts, and personas. Candidates Catalog, where strategy collides with conscience. Only on RTV.
From the K-9 unit to the precision movement of officers on the parade, to the boys in blue hair on the SWAT team, to the police canteen, to the legal department. Join me, Jasmine Brown, over the next few weeks as I continue my annual Police Month series, where I'll take a look at several divisions within the Royal Bahamas Police Force. You can catch the stories on R News starting at 7 p.m., as well as log on to the R News social media pages.
For more than a century, the Royal Bahamas Police Force has been the face of law and order. Established in 1840 with only 6...
Welcome to Our Sports at 7, presented by 10th Year Seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. Let's do show. It's a huge track and field weekend, but for tonight, we're focusing on the seniors taking the show on the road and Team Bahamas chasing history. The elite athletes take center stage globally this weekend as a 5-member team heads to the 21st World Athletics Indoor Championships in Poland. Headlining that team is 60-meter hurdles world record holder Devon Charlton, chasing even more history to add to a stacked resume. By now, everybody knows how deep we are in the sprint hurdles. She'll be joined by Denisha Cartwright and Charisma Taylor in the event. Taylor is also doing double duty, competing in the triple jump. On the men's side, Kendrick Thompson will contest the heptathlon, while Taj Brown lines up in the 60-meter hurdles. To put it in perspective, there are 3 players in the NBA that have led the league in scoring and steals in the same season: Michael Jordan, Allen Iverson, Steph Curry. Well, that's exactly what Dominic Bridgewater has been doing in France's NM1 League this season, which means he should probably have, a signature shoe or at least one local endorsement deal. Bridgewater's recent run has pushed him to the top of the league in scoring at 20.3 points per game and in steals at 2.6 per game. Last night, he finished with a season-high 34 points and 4 steals for his Fort-sur-Mer Buyers in their 91-76 win over Les Sables. Several junior golfers were crowned champions at the Bahamas Junior National Golf Championships held at the Ocean Club Golf Course. In the boys 18 and under, Aiden Gorospe claimed the title with a 2-round total of 142, including a strong final round of 67. Carrington Roll was second at 151 and Maximilian Landry third at 153. That'll do it for our sports. Stay tuned to our news at 7:30 for details on these stories and more.
When our news comes back from the break, we turn our spotlight to stories making headlines across the world as Trump calling NATO's refusal to join the U.S.-Israel operation in Iran a very foolish mistake. This as the Middle Eastern conflict enters its third week. Plus, Cuba gradually restoring power after a nationwide grid collapse left millions in the dark earlier this week. This as Mexican ships deliver over a ton of aid to Cuba amid its shortages. The story when our news returns.
For more than a century, the Royal Bahamas Police Force has been the face of law and order. Established in 1840 with only 16 men, it's become one of the largest law enforcement agencies in the country, employing hundreds of police officers. They've not only fought crime, but also built safer communities. And this March, in honor of Police Month, join me, Jasmine Brown, every week as we introduce you to the brave men and women who risk their lives every day to keep us safe.
It only takes a second for things to go wrong. Are you prepared? Don't become a statistic. Follow these simple rules. Leave early, obey road signs, wear seatbelts, invest in hands-free devices, and don't drink and drive. I'm Inspector Gerard Cum of the Royal Bahamas Police Force, reminding you that road safety is no accident.
It's more than a podcast. It's a movement. This is Breaking the Silence with Junior Clovis, where conversations we avoid finally have a place to breathe. Every story, every struggle, every breakthrough is brought to light, unfiltered and unspoken until now. Join us this Sunday at 2 p.m. as we confront the topics that matter, share real experiences, and change the conversation around mental health together. Watch, listen, break the silence.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having business in a box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer service that we pride ourselves on.
This is our news. Welcome back. We turn our attention now to stories making headlines across the world. United States President Donald Trump calling NATO's refusal to join the U.S.-Israel operation in Iran a very foolish mistake as the conflict enters its third week. Trump says allies support the mission but are unwilling to commit forces even as Iran targets the Strait of Hormuz with drones, missiles, and mines, disrupting global oil shipments. Trump urging countries to help secure the critical shipping route, but several have already pushed back, saying they have no plans to get involved. Despite that, Trump later said the U.S. does not need NATO support.
But I was surprised to see that NATO, while they agree that it was a very important thing to do, they agree fully. Nobody said, oh, you shouldn't do it. They would have had a nuclear weapon within 1 month of when we had the B-2 bombers bomb the nuclear potential. I call it the nuclear dust. So I think NATO's making a very foolish mistake. And I've long said that, I wonder whether or not NATO would ever be there for us. So this was a great test because we don't need them, but they should have been there.
Meanwhile, Cuba gradually restoring power after a nationwide grid collapse left millions in the dark earlier this week, but officials warned the energy crisis far from over. State grid operator UNE says key power plants are back online, allowing parts of the western and central regions to reconnect. The blackout, which impacted roughly 10 million people, followed a total collapse of Cuba's national electric grid on Monday. It's the latest in a series of major outages. Residents described hours without electricity, water, or the ability to cook. Meanwhile, 2 Mexican Navy ships arrived in Havana this past weekend, delivering more than 1,100 tons of humanitarian aid to Cuba. Cubans lined the Havana waterfront to watch the ships arrive, with many expressing gratitude for Mexico's support. The shipment included beans, powdered milk, and other essential food items as Cuba continues to face energy shortages, the widespread blackout, and food scarcity. The vessels Arm Papalopan and Arm Huasteco left the port of Veracruz earlier in the week following orders from Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum. The delivery follows an earlier Mexican aid shipment of 800 tons as Havana contends with ongoing U.S. sanctions and a deepening economic crisis. Still to come in our news, today in history, find out interesting facts about the day that was March 18th. Then in our news at 7:30, is the Iran-U.S.-Israel conflict taking a toll on spring break travel? We speak with visitors about whether they feel safe as the conflict escalates overseas. But first, more than 250 people under investigation for fraudulent documents. The opposition leader tabling a list he says shows some of the names already on the voters list. When our news returns.
Every week, one show drives the national conversation. On the Record. We challenge the issues, ask the tough questions, and dig deeper. We bring in the experts, the decision makers, and the voices that matter. Our discussions shape policy, influence change, and inform the public like no other. Join us every Thursday at 8 p.m. and again on Sunday at 8:30 p.m. Catch us streaming live on Facebook or catch up with your favorite episodes on our YouTube channel. The conversations that shape the Bahamas start here, on the Record.
Conflict doesn't have to end in chaos. Before it escalates, take a breath. Step back. Choose peace. Listen to understand. Respectful conversations lead to real solutions. I am Sergeant 3599 Johnson of the Royal Bahamas Police Force, urging you, let's talk it out, not fight it out.
From 2017, one show has set the standard for current affairs in the Bahamas, and that's On the Record, one of the longest running current affairs shows on RTV. We've been the place where newsmakers come to talk. We've sat down with leaders in government, cultural icons, industry leaders, and international experts. From breaking news to in-depth analysis, our conversation sets the tone for the nation. We've tackled the biggest issues on the planet, held world leaders accountable, and given voice to the people. From politics to culture, business to the environment, no topic is off limits. Join us every Thursday at 8 p.m. and again on Sunday at 8:30 p.m.
On this day in Bahamian history in 1762, James Gould became the 10th Speaker of the House of Assembly. In 1984, the Bahamas lost legendary musician Joseph Spence, whose influence spanned generations. In 1990, former Speaker and businessman Asa Hubert Pritchard passed away, leaving a lasting impact on commerce through the John Bull brand. In 1991, a plane crash near Treasure Key, Abaco, claimed 5 lives. And in 1997, Hubert Ingram was sworn in for a second term as Prime Minister. If you want to learn more about the events that shaped the day that was March 18th, head over to ournews.bs. And of course, that's where you can find all of today's top stories, and you can share your favorite stories right from the R News Bahamas Facebook page. That's going to do it for us in News at 7, but up now, Atalia Hall. She has got the latest headlines. Atalia?
Happy Wednesday, halfway there.
Happy hump day.
Happy hump day.
A busy news day.
Busy news day, but hey, we got through it. Well, coming up, our visitors still choosing the Bahamas for spring break as tensions in the Middle East continue. We hear from officials. Here are your latest headlines. Hundreds under investigation for fraudulent documents. First tonight on our News Live at 7:30. That claim coming from Free National Movement leader Michael Pintard today, sparking a heated clash in Parliament. Also, Health Minister Dr. Michael Darville pushed back after criticism from the opposition over conditions at the Princess Margaret Hospital. Plus, the Free National Movement finalizing its final 2 candidates ahead of the next general election. Our Joshua Williams is live at the F&M headquarters tonight. And later, Tourism Minister Chester Cooper responding to reports of an alleged sexual assault involving a jet ski operator and a visitor. The story when our News Live at 7:30 returns.
Candino Notes here, and thank you so much for watching. Be sure and hit that follow button if you want to see more stories like this. Be sure and follow all of the R News social media pages. And hey, don't forget, turn on your notifications so you never miss out on top stories from the team you already trust.
It's unfortunate. Worldwide, the leading cause of kidney failure is uncontrolled hypertension, uncontrolled diabetes. Hypertension and diabetes is one of those, or 2 of those illnesses, those diseases that can be managed properly. The unfortunate thing is that the patients, we see them when they're feeling sick. They go to the hospital when they're feeling sick. We encourage patients, we encourage the patients' families to take regular checkups. See their doctor, have their blood works done twice a year if needed. And if anything is noticed within those results, at least we have time to check it.
Healthcare needs don't stick to a schedule. When you need a prescription, you need it now. That's why Lowe's Pharmacy is here, innovating the Bahamas pharmaceutical industry since 1953. Back then, we delivered medication to locals in need by bike, and we're proud to say that little has changed. No matter the resources at our disposal,
300 people are under investigation for receiving fraudulent documents. His claims coming as several people have already been charged in court this year. Pintard also telling Parliament he has a list of 74 names.
8 of the names are on the register. 8 of the names remain on the register. And we have them broken down also by constituency. So we have the passport number, the voter ID, first and last name, and then whether they are registered or not registered.
House Speaker Patricia DeVoe repeatedly calling on Pintard to table the list, sparking loud jeers from government members who demanded he produce the evidence. Leader of Government Business Wayne Munro rising on a point of order.
He might be correct. If he is suggesting that they investigated immigration, he might be correct. But he is suggesting that he has a list of active investigations. He should table it. It should show who is investigating these persons, when it commenced, because that will be in the list. Otherwise, he is just conjuring, and it's not a personal attack.
But Pintard pushing back, saying it is their duty to expose how fraudulent documents are being obtained.
And to hear members opposite, a few of them, not all of them, Madam Speaker, apoplectic is the word they like to use, out of sorts over this, makes me wonder, Madam Speaker, whether or not they are fine with the fact that violations are taking place and fraudulent documents are being used, Madam Speaker.
The issue of fraudulent passports, one Prime Minister Philip Davis has previously addressed, saying while concerning, it does not directly impact national security. Our News obtaining the documents later tabled in Parliament, Pintard eventually tabling the list after the Speaker warned proceedings would not continue without it.
But let me say this to you, be careful how we manage these people and these entities. Bahamians work in these entities, and very good ones. So don't call these things out if you're not willing to put up the facts.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Joshua Williams.
All right, thanks so much for that, Josh. Well, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs is responding tonight, urging the public to be cautious about documents released by opposition leader Michael Pintard in relation to those fraudulent passport claims. Officials say the documents may not tell the full story, and they're assuring the public that Bahamian passports are issued properly and lawfully. They also point to past policy decisions that may have contributed to the issue. Officials maintain stricter standards are now in place and reaffirm their commitment to protecting the integrity of the Bahamian passport. Now, for the full statement, you can head to our social media pages at Our News Bahamas. Well, the opposition leader Michael Pintard also dishing out harsh criticism over the state of the country's health care, putting Health Minister Dr. Michael Darville on the defense in Parliament today. Pintard slamming the Davis administration, criticizing its handling of the Princess Margaret Hospital and National Health Insurance.
The healthcare system has been in 40 years. Madam Speaker, not one healthcare professional, not just persons in the doctor's rank, but the nurse's rank and others, those who have lived for decades working in the system, using the system. They've made the point that the present state of the healthcare system, wrap your mind around that, is the worst it has been in 40 years, Madam Speaker.
Minister Dr. Michael Darville then rising on a point of order, accusing Pintard of echoing the opinions of others, specifically union leaders. Darville saying it's not fair to say the entire system is failing because of some challenges.
Much work has been done in the healthcare services in the last 4.5 years. And so we cannot hold two individuals as a factual certainty in the entire healthcare system, because there's thousands of individuals that make up the system, and there's thousands of Bahamians who benefit from the system. And so to make a dogmatic statement like that, because two people have quoted it as being the worst in 40 years, mean that it is actually the worst in 40 years. I beg to differ.
Tourism Minister Chester Cooper responding to a recent alleged sexual assault involving a jet ski operator and a foreign national. According to reports, the woman told officers she had paid for an excursion with friends shortly after 1:30 on Monday afternoon. Police say she was approached by a male jet ski operator who offered her a ride, which she accepted. During that ride, the operator allegedly took her to a sandbank where she was sexually assaulted. The 29-year-old man is currently assisting police with their investigation. Cooper calling the incident deeply unfortunate, saying his thoughts are with the alleged victim.
We have been actively involved with the creation of the multi-agency task force. The Tourism and Development Corporation had donated multiple jet skis to be able to support law enforcement, the police and defense force, to really monitor and enforce what's happening on the seas. And the reality is there's been steady and consistent work. It is not accurate to say that there have been delays in the work of the agency task force. Can we do more? Absolutely. There's a lot of ground to cover. We have a lot of guests who are coming to our island. There are a myriad of places they can access jet skis. And in areas where we know that jet skis operations frequent, we try to have an active presence.
Well, U.S. Ambassador Herschel Walker urging local agencies on Tuesday to move without further delay to implement planned safety reforms for the jet ski industry, voicing concern over another alleged jet ski-related sexual assault. In response, the tourism minister points to ongoing efforts, including a multi-agency task force and increased monitoring by police and defense force units. These efforts, supported by resources from the Tourism Development Corporation, when asked by Our News if bad actors can have a negative impact on the country's reputation as a #1 tourist destination, Cooper had this response.
We are constantly monitoring the trends in the marketplace. We are constantly listening to what people are saying about our country. We're pivoting, we're making adjustments where necessary. But the reality is that we must continue to do so. We attract very large numbers to our shores. If you would think we get 12 million guests come to the Bahamas. And the reality is that sometimes the incidences tourists are done by tourists. The alleged persons who are bad actors are sometimes tourists.
While the United States-Israeli war on Iran and Tehran's retaliatory strikes across the Gulf region have upended global markets and prompted safety concerns globally. Here in the Bahamas, there are worries about how it could impact our #1 industry. So far, there's been no shortage of visitors who've made the country their spring break destination of choice. Our news anchor, Megan Shepard, reports.
Do visitors still feel safe to travel, even as conflict escalates overseas? Since the U.S.-Israeli strikes on Iran began on February 28th, there's been a widening conflict that has since impacted multiple countries, including major travel hubs in the Middle East. Airports targeted, civilians caught in the crossfire, and global travel routes disrupted. Thousands of miles away here in the Bahamas, it's a different reality. The sun is out, cruise ships are docked, and the streets of downtown Nassau remained packed with visitors. So we asked a simple question.
With everything going on around the world, do you feel safe traveling?
Yeah, I feel super safe. I mean, there's a lot of chaos that's going on, but I definitely, depend on the guys will take care of it. So.
I actually feel safe. As you can see, I'm off the boat, and I chose to come out here and enjoy some of the local activities and all that.
It's not bad. I mean, you got to think about where you're going. You got to watch where you're going. But besides that, I have no issues with it.
But beyond geography, others say it's also about having a vacation mindset. These visitors are choosing not to let global tensions interrupt their plans.
I'm here. I mean, you forestated things that are going on around the world. That's even in a little town I live in. So I'm going to enjoy life to the fullest. I don't care what's going on.
With the cost of ticket prices and travels expected to rise, along with oil prices, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism Chester Cooper says these are uncertain times, which will force the government to pivot.
We've started off extremely well this year. The numbers are doing very well. Forward bookings are looking good. So, we're hoping for the best. But when there's uncertainty in the world, people tend to travel closer to home. They want to go on vacation still, but they travel nearby. So I anticipate that many of the Americans who may have gone farther away from home will now consider shorter trips to the Bahamas.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Megan Shepard.
All right, thanks so much for that, Megan. Well, we have our Joshua Williams live at the F&M headquarters tonight as they prepare to ratify their final 2 candidates. We'll get to that story in about 5 minutes, but first, cloudy skies and light rain in the capital on this Wednesday, but hopefully things clear up soon. Meteorologist Greg Thompson is in the Weather Center with your first look. Greg, what can you tell us?
Yeah, thanks, Italian. Happy Wednesday evening, everybody. A lot of gray skies on the outside, clouds and the moisture in place, but it's keeping our temperatures comfortable. 74 degrees on the outside, northeast winds at 8 miles per hour. Feels like temperature is at 73. Satellite radar composite, we have a frontal boundary across the northwest Bahamas and a prefrontal trough in the central and southeastern islands. All the moisture associated with both boundaries will continue to plague us. We're looking for some light to moderate precipitation, some embedded thunderstorms. Some of those are on the backside of Andros. But down near Cuba, there's a low-pressure system trying to develop along that boundary. That low will drag a front across us, and eventually by the weekend, we expect high pressure to be building in. Much improved conditions expected during that time. That's a quick check on conditions around the islands. Stick with us. We'll take a look at your extended forecast when we come back.
When our news comes back from the break, the Bahamas Union of Teachers rejecting a proposal by government on an industrial agreement, saying it falls short. We have the full story when our news returns. Stay with us.
Greg Thompson here, and thank you for watching. Be sure to hit that follow button. And if you want to see more content like this, follow all of our news social media pages. And hey, don't forget to turn on your notifications so you never miss out on the top stories from the team you already trust.
Meet the voices who want your vote. Coming to the RTV lineup, Candidates Catalog, a show that throws political heavyweights and newcomers into headline-grabbing challenges. Join Megan Shepard as she dissects candidates' promises, pasts, and personas. Candidates Catalog, where strategy collides with conscience. Only on RTV.
From the K-9 unit
to the precision movement of officers on the parade,
to the boys in blue hair on the SWAT team,
to the police canteen,
to the legal department. Join me, Jasmine Brown, over the next few weeks as I continue my annual Police Month series, where I'll take a look at several divisions within the Royal Bahamas Police Force. You can catch the stories on R News starting at 7 p.m., as well as log on to the R News social media pages.
For more than a century, the Royal Bahamas Police Force has been the face of law and order. Established in 1840 with only 16 men, it's become one of the largest law enforcement agencies in the country, employing hundreds of police officers. They've not only fought crime, but also built safer communities. And this March, in honor of Police Month, join me, Jasmine Brown, every week as we introduce you to the brave men and women who risk their lives every day to keep us safe.
It only takes a second for things to go wrong. Are you prepared? Don't become a statistic. Follow these simple rules. Leave early, obey road signs, wear seatbelts, invest in hands-free devices, and don't drink and drive. I'm Inspector Gerard Cum of the Royal Bahamas Police Force, reminding you that road safety is no accident.
It's more than a podcast. It's a movement. This is Breaking the Silence with Junior Clovis, where conversations we avoid finally have a place to breathe. Every story, every struggle, every breakthrough is brought to light, unfiltered and unspoken until now. Join us this Sunday at 2 p.m. as we confront the topics that matter, share real experiences, and change the conversation around mental health together. Watch, listen, break the silence.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having business in a box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer services that we pride ourselves on.
While the political season continuing to ramp up, this as the Free National Movement is preparing to ratify its final slate of candidates tonight at its party headquarters on Mackey Street. Our Joshua Williams is standing by with the latest. Josh, what can you tell us? All right, it seems that we are having some technical difficulties with our Joshua Williams, so we'll come back to him in a bit. Well, after a relatively quiet period out of the headlines, the Bahamas Union of Teachers once again at the forefront of labor news. The union, led by President Belinda Wilson, rejecting a counter-proposal on an industrial agreement made by the Department of Labor. Both entities have been in negotiations for some time now, and tonight Wilson, in an audio message telling our news the union is not satisfied.
We were very disgusted as the government brought the same financial counter-proposal, which they sent to us on January the 30th, 2026. Yes, the same financial counter-proposal that you, the members, resoundingly rejected in our general membership meeting held on February the 3rd, 2026. And subsequently in the results of the survey. We have given the government negotiators until 5 p.m. tomorrow, Wednesday, March the 18th, 2026, to present a revised counter proposal.
Coming up in sports, well, we know Devon is going for number 3, but all of Team Bahamas looks to make history once again at the World Indoor Champs. Dominic Bridgewater is running up the numbers in France on both ends of the floor, and junior golfers take national titles.
Every week, one show drives the national conversation. On the record, we challenge the issues, ask the tough questions, and dig deeper. We bring in the experts, the decision makers, and the voices that matter. Our discussions shape policy, influence change, and inform the public like no other. Join us every Thursday at 8 p.m. and again on Sunday at 8:30 p.m. Catch us streaming live on Facebook or catch up with your favorite episodes on our YouTube channel. The conversations that shape the Bahamas start here, on the record.
Conflict doesn't have to end in chaos. Before it escalates, take a breath. Step back. Choose peace. Listen to understand. Respectful conversations lead to real solutions. I am Sergeant 3599 Johnson of the Royal Bahamas Police Force, urging you, let's talk it out, not fight it out.
From 2017, one show has set the standard for current affairs in the Bahamas, and that's On the Record, one of the longest running current affairs shows on RTV. We've been the place where newsmakers come to talk. We've sat down with leaders in government, cultural icons, industry leaders, and international experts. From breaking news to in-depth analysis, our conversation sets the tone for the nation. We've tackled the biggest issues on the planet, held world leaders accountable, and given voice to the people. From politics to culture, business to the environment, no topic is off limits. Join us every Thursday at 8 p.m. and again on Sunday at 8:30 p.m. Catch us streaming live on Facebook or catch up with your favorite episodes on our YouTube channel. 9 seasons strong, and we're just getting started. This is On the Record.
Too many suffer in silence, but silence only protects the abuser. Your feelings are real. Your safety matters. It's time to break the silence. If someone is hurting you, speak up. We will listen. We will help. I am Police Constable 4286 Sinead Douglas of the Royal Bahamas Police Force. Let us build safer communities together. Do you think you know domestic violence? Think again. It is not just physical.
Scoring and steals in the same season. Michael Jordan, Allen Iverson, Steph Curry. Well, that's exactly what Dominic Bridgewater has been doing in France's NM1 League this season, which means he should probably have, a signature shoe or at least one local endorsement deal. Bridgewater's recent run has pushed him to the top of the league in scoring at 20.3 points per game and in steals at 2.6 per game. Last night, he finished with a season-high 34 points and 4 steals for his Fort-sur-Mer Buyers in their 91-76 win over Les Sables. Prior to that game, he had 26 points in an 87-70 win over Forget, 18 points and 4 steals in a narrow 74-73 win over Tarbes, and 25 points and 3 steals in a 96-88 loss to Le Havre. Alongside Keno Burrows, that raw talent connection has led the Buyers to a 20-9 record, 4th place in the league. Several junior golfers were crowned champions at the Bahamas Junior National Golf Championships held at the Ocean Club Golf Course. In the boys 18 and under, Aiden Garospi claimed the title with a 2-round total of 142, including a strong final round of 67. Carrington Roll was second at 151 and Maximilian Landry third at 153. On the girls' side, Royson Scanlon captured the 18 and under title at even par 144, ahead of Madison Carroll at 159 and Kamari Pratt at 168. The under 15 division, Nakai Wilson won the boys' title at 165, just one shot ahead of Lance Sonnen with Rashawn Hanna in third. Haley Hall led the girls' final with a winning score of 158, edging Anissa Robinson by 1 stroke, and Kaylee Roll finished third. In the under 13 division, Maximilian DeMole won the boys' title with a score of 152, while Zion Poitier claimed the girls' title. The event also served as a qualifier for the national team heading to the Caribbean Amateur Junior Golf Championships June 28th to July 3rd. That'll do it for our sports. This is 10YS, and what Dominic Bridgewater is doing in France right now, kind of the stuff of legend. This is what they make documentaries about. The first Bahamian player to go from high school straight to pro ball and went to the other side of the world to find it. It's a great story. We got to hear more one day.
When our news comes back from the break, cloudy skies in the capital on this Hump Day Wednesday. Greg is back with your extended weather when our news returns. Stay with us.
Every year, car theft in the Bahamas rises. Thieves are getting smarter and faster. Is your car a target? Compact vehicles are at risk. Don't become a victim. Simple steps can make all the difference. Lock your car. Invest in anti-theft devices. Park smart. Protect yourself. Stay alert. I am PC 4392, Trayshawn Ferguson. Stay vigilant. Report suspicious activity. And let's create safer communities together. Learn more by visiting theroyalbahamaspoliceforce.org.
My name is Trey Williams. I've been a Live Fiber customer since March 2024. The installation process was seamless, effortless, and extremely fast. The gentlemen that came to the installation were very helpful, reliable, very knowledgeable, and the time allocated to do the installation was shorter than the time specified. Yeah, the previous provider I had, I noticed that the internet speed actually had intermittent on the services, so I was very grateful that the live fiber was available in my area. Once I was able to make the switch, my service and everything I needed was satisfied. My favorite feature would actually be being able to add any apps from the Play Store. It's just basically making any dumb TV a smart TV. I do a lot of back-end support, engineering support, helping clients working remotely when I'm from home. The internet is a very important aspect of my job and my life. My name is Trey Williams, and the future is home with a live fiber.
The dangers are escalating. Vaping liquid marijuana is on the rise, damaging lungs and increasing stroke risk. And a deadly new trend, lean, cough syrup, soda, and candy, a lethal combination that can cause seizures and even death. Possession means arrest and prosecution. I am Corporal 2641 Rory Fox of the Royal Bahamas Police Force. Protect your loved ones.
This is our news. Welcome back. We have a lot of moisture in place courtesy of a late season front that's now across the northwest Bahamas, prefrontal trough across the central and southeastern islands, both systems producing widespread cloudiness as well as some light to moderate precipitation as well as some thunderstorm activity. Most of the activity in the Florida Straits just on the west side of the Andros area. That will continue to be pushing towards the north-northeast. The front will side towards the south. There's also a low-pressure system along the frontal boundary near Cuba that's going to be moving across. That will in turn drag the front across our area through the rest of the week. And we expect some improving conditions as high pressure behind that builds across our area for the weekend. Looking for much improved conditions during that time frame. Future forecast showing the moisture with the boundary still across most of the island chain. Some showers and light precipitation, as I mentioned, continuing across us through tonight and into tomorrow, maybe even an isolated thunderstorm. But by Thursday, we expect that low-pressure system to pull that front boundary out. Most of the moisture will be exiting during that time frame. Boating forecast, if you plan on doing any of that in the northwest Bahamas, not advised. Small craft advisory in effect. North to northeast winds, 15 to 25 knots. They will be gusting higher times. Seas rough 5 to 8 feet in some northeast to easterly swells. High tide is at 8:23 tonight. The low tide takes place at 2:40 in the morning. Central Bahamas, caution flag for you down there. Southwesterly winds ahead of the front, but once the front goes through, the wind shift northwest and north, 15 knots, 2 to 4 foot seas, building up to 6 feet offshore in northeasterly swells. Southeast Bahamas, caution flag down there as well, but the winds are not as strong. Your seas are going to be the problem. East to southeast, 10 to 15 knots, 2 to 4 feet. Is your expected seas up to 6 feet offshore. Here's a look now at your national forecast. In the extended forecast, we'll keep the showers in the picture for the next couple of days. They taper off on Friday. Temperatures will be in the mid to upper 70s. And by the weekend, we expect much improved conditions as that low pressure pulls out. Temperatures start that climb. We get back to the 80s by early next week. And looking for some beautiful weather. That's a look at our weather. Make it a safe night, everybody.
Thanks so much for that, Greg, and thank you for joining us for our news tonight. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Natalia Hall-Thomas. We'll see you tomorrow night. Have a great evening.
Hi, and thank you for watching. I'm Italia Hall. Be sure and hit that like and subscribe button if you want to see more content like this. Click right over here. And don't forget to turn on your notifications to see more content from the team you already trust.